The question of who is the strongest enemy or who is the strongest figure is one of the questions that often arises among One Piece fans. There is no definite answer to this problem, because maybe each person will have their own perspective on which characters they think are strong. However, it must be admitted that there are several things that have been presented in the story that provide evidence that a character has tremendous power. For example, the figure of Kaido or Big Mom. The two Yonko seem to have proven to be strong characters, where they are able to withstand very powerful attacks. Kaido has even received countless wounds, attacks, and other things to his body since the Onigashima War. However, he still persisted even though he was slowly starting to weaken. However, whether we realize it or not, there is actually a point where these points are considered as a benchmark for whether someone is a formidable figure. But before we start this video, please smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and click notification bell, or you will miss future anime videos. This was revealed by Silver's Rayleigh in chapter 894. In the chapter, we see a little flashback of Luffy when he was training in Rusukana with Rayleigh. At that time, Luffy was practicing his observation haki ability. Unfortunately, Luffy at that time failed in his training because Luffy couldn't feel the emotions that were around him. Rayleigh then told me that of the many strong people in the world, there are only a few people who are able to see into the future. Rayleigh himself was skeptical of Luffy if he was then in that situation, where he fought an enemy who was able to see the future. Rayleigh's concern was based on the fact that Luffy was just learning haki at that time. He had only studied haki for 2 years. Years of studying was still considered nothing with someone who had mastered or possessed the ability of observation haki, where he could see into the future. And it turns out that Rayleigh's worries happened when Luffy fought against Charlotte Katakuri. At that time, Luffy was completely overwhelmed in the face of Katakuri, who was able to read all of Luffy's moves well. As is well known, Katakuri possesses a high level of observation haki. It took Luffy a long time before he finally started to get up after realizing Rayleigh's words. Luffy then managed to awaken his own high-level observation haki, which allowed him to also see into the future. This makes Luffy and Katakuri's fight even. Luffy's ability to see into the future was also admired by the figure of Hyogoro, who was surprised that there were humans who were able to see into the future. So, the conclusion was based on what Rayleigh said. The formidable enemies, in his opinion, weren't those who only had extraordinary physical abilities. A formidable enemy is an enemy who is able to see into the future and read what will happen next. Without good fighting experience, or the ability to match that haki ability, it would be very difficult for someone to be able to win the fight as seen in Luffy and Katakuri's fight. If it wasn't for Luffy, who managed to awaken the high-level technique of observation haki, it would be difficult for Luffy to win.